Hello. Welcome back to Moon Vibes. This is your Scorpio new moon vibes. I'm gonna go through the cards for each sign, starting with Scorpio. This is a very powerful new moon. We say that a lot, don't we? But why is this one powerful? Let's talk about why each new moon is powerful. But before we get into that, all information to work with me one-on-one is below. I'm doing a sale for the new moon, so check that out. I'll post it on YouTube. Actually, I forgot. I'll post that today. And it's also on my Instagram, 25% off all services for 3 days. Please check that out. Patreon is below, which is the extended readings. Other things will be coming out this week. Please check that out. I hope that you enjoy the new stuff coming out. I hope that you like being here. Thank you for being here. Either way, I hope you're learning something. That is always what I'm hoping to do. And if not, validation, right? Because I can't tell you how much validation I have needed in my life. So I believe that's something that us people in this realm do, is we just come to bring some kind of validation excuse me, into your life. We bring it from the stars down to the earth, meaning even the intuition, everything floating around us, because I like to get more into the aura talks too. Yeah, let's get right into your reading. But before that, what I'd also like to say is how amazing, adorably healing, powerfully enlightening this new moon can be if you are open to its healing, because the 0 degrees of the new moon will be in the witching hours. So for everyone, maybe you want to have an intention, maybe you wrap some herbs, maybe whatever you like to do before your slumber experience, your dream world, your time where you lay your body down to rest, whatever the fuck you call it, excuse me, some kind of intention. You know, there are times where I have, as a Scorpio stellium native, in the 7th house, I often have healed through my dreams. I've asked for healing and I normally get it in some way or another. And this is like, I feel like this is deep lineage. It is that full circle. You know, Pluto's about to change, but we feel it. There is a full circle moment happening for us all in terms of where you've needed to deeply and intently is the biggest thing. It's like you have the awareness, but what's your intention now behind it when you've been expanded to a certain amount? And what I mean by that is when you see it enough, you've been expanded, your awareness has now expanded, like, oh, okay, now I can focus and have more intention maybe in this area of my life, including maybe with healing perhaps. So just throwing that out there for everyone who may want to do some kind of ritual, cleansing, meditation, whatever it is that brings you deeper within and deeper within the intention that you're going for. And it doesn't have to be anything serious either. The intention is what makes it serious. It makes you disciplined enough to put an intention, put energy into something, put time into something, time into words, time into an intention, and move it forward. You know, it could be, I want more joy. That's a serious enough intention. You have to be serious enough about culminating joy. If you're not someone who is always in that or is so used to it, or it's not safe enough, whatever it has been, power behind the words, power behind your emotions. We're going to talk about that a lot this month is the timelines of, because of our emotions and either the lack thereof, the neglect, the avoidance, I haven't had enough time creating this, whatever the excuse has been, because that's all really it is up until now, which I've learned gracefully on my own. We'll be talking about that more because we don't realize where emotions keep us. There's a reason why in every movie, the emotion and the feeling and the power behind, anyone that's doing the energetical light versus dark, and there are so many movies you can think of that do this, even beyond the ones that are literally in your face, is that the emotion that goes into it, it's the pure emotion. It's when you feel that raw emotion of love or hatred or power or greed or excitement that makes you feel something. I'm someone who gets emotional if it's like the right timing from something. And having that experience, how much that actually sets us free from what's been locked inside. And it's a poetic way of saying, like, this is what can help heal energetically some things. Like if it comes up and out, if it goes down and under, it's going to heal the physical body. And we'll get more into all of it. I am tapping into that powerful side of myself. If you made it thus far, thank you. We are going to now start the readings. I'm very excited to get into it all. It's so nuanced too. Like there's a general scope that I can bring, but there's also a nuance for everyone. I'm not going to do that one because the intention wasn't there. I was just shuffling. So first, Scorpio, happy birthday to all the Scorpios out there. I'm excited to get more in depth into this. Your reading's already out if you want to take a look at that. And we're going to get your card for the new moon, what this new moon is bringing to you, or what this new moon is opening up for you, whatever it is. We have the Ace of Swords for you, Scorpio. We'll keep it up. This powerful sword is sharing to you that you can be not just in front of the upheaval or the change that's coming. It's about being in congruence and timing with it, right? That's what we learned from Libra season. It's that perfect timing type shit that, you know, when Mars is pushing, you need to learn that balance and that rest period, because you are best when you go for really, like, it's like high intensity. If you haven't ever did high intensity interval training, that's how long I haven't done that shit in. HIIT training, where you go intense and then you recover. That's very Mars. It's very Mars. So anyone who needs to, like, you may go through periods where you are in this and then you are intensely recovering, you know? So for a lot of you, if I'm going to talk about health for your workouts, just notice the patterns. Maybe there's 2 weeks where you go hard and then 2 weeks where you recover, or you do active recovery throughout your weeks ahead. I would just let yourself play along with it. Anything that you feel empowered with, anything that you have had doubts about, something fresh, something new comes over you. You may all of a sudden, I feel like a lot of you, I'm picturing like a download. You're going to receive like this it's like a gust of wind. It's like the inspiration that you've needed. Something is going to hit you in a way that, what's beautiful about you, when you put your emotions behind something, it's so pure. It doesn't matter how long you think about it, it actively goes out there. So if you've had a lot of crazy shit happen to you, I talk about it more in the reading, so I would look into that. But you really have that power, and it's so clear and it's so pure right now, and it's how you want to wield it. How do you want to wield this sword? How do you want to use the powerful thoughts that you're having, emotions that you're having? Where do you want to put that energy? How do you want to utilize this? Do you want to fight with people, or do you want to use this as a chance to command your space? This has a crown on top of it. Commanding your space. Giving, when, you ever hear that term of your words give me life? This is you right now. You can stand on your fucking stage. It's your turn. It's your turn, Scorpio. We don't need to overcomplicate that. Simplicity for you right now. Simplicity is it too. If anyone's trying to complicate your world, you can just put the sword on me. Listen, this is where I'm at right now. I understand where you are, and this is where I'm at right now. Can we lean a little? You could pull people into your field with that too. And you just have to find that balance of what is healthy and not for yourself. Anyway, relational healing too. Health. Yeah. Use it as a gust of wind. Okay. Libra. Or no, Sagittarius. Sorry, we're rolling backwards on that one. Sag, 12th house. So dreams, I'm talking to you. You're one of the people I'm talking to with dream work. You may get a message. It could be through a dream. It could be through a person in a dream, a significant person in your life, or through this Mercury transit in your sign. It's become by the time we hit the new moon, it gets easier to let things roll off, even let things roll off your tongue. Things that you have needed to say, it just comes out casually. This Mercury is working through. The skill of communicating is becoming less pressurized in a certain way for you. Maybe you feel like you have been brought back to a time in your life where a skill, like manifesting, was just a skill for you and it was simpler for you. And now that you've gotten deeper into the complexities, I want you to see how this Page of Swords can bring the simplicity to you, the fun to you. Where have you not allowed yourself to feel like witty? Or maybe you need to engage in witty conversation or playful conversation or lighthearted conversation. But it doesn't mean you're ignoring things, Sag. No, it just means that weirdly enough, it's a time and place for everything. And this timing, I want to bring this card up. And we also have it's about being playful, but being also serious enough about what you're learning and what you're taking down, what you're putting out there, what energy that you're putting into yourself. You feel less attacked too when things you have to learn come up. You kind of just see it as like the easier I allow this to present, the easier it is for me to turn it into strength, even more strength, Okay. Your reading's also out, so check that out if you would like. Okay. Capricorn, 11th house. Your community. Things shifting. Even if you've changed, it's about being less attached. I think you begin to realize that you can really make shit happen no matter where you go. It's not the place, it's you. Some people need a certain environment to thrive, but you seem to come in and make the environment your own. How funny is this? You might want to collaborate. You might want to start talking about it. Some inspiration has maybe come to mind. You see the fruits that you create. You see the community that you're able to build, or the friendships or the relationships you're able to put into. Also, you may want to explore dating for some of you. You may also be really celebrating if you're in a relationship, you may be celebratory in your relationship. Also, you may be celebrating something, but for some of you, it may be you hear something through the grapevine and have to clear some stuff up. It's important for you to you're always going to do as you wish, but it's important for you to recognize yourself in these moments. If you're in a position where you kind of lose yourself, or you're not seeing clearly, that your emotions or your passion, it's the Scorpio that's being really brought out, the intensity, and that's okay. If you're not used to feeling so intensely about something, this is just where you're learning that. Because wherever you've been masking, it needs to neutralize, it needs to metabolize, especially if you are healing in terms of community, friendships, relationships, how that relates to your career, how you're seen in the world. That's more 10th house, but again, I don't know your personal chart, so these things can blend sometimes. They're both houses depending on, I like to look at Placidus for the most part, but if you're looking at whole sign, right, we're talking about 11th. And for Capricorn risings, by the way, this is rising signs. So whatever you hear, it's important how you address it. It's not about what you hear, it's how you hear it. Are you hearing it from the you and the more healed version of yourself? Are you hearing it from the hurt version of yourself? Because if you're hearing it from the hurt version of yourself, then it's really important for you to address that with yourself. And if you don't know how and you act out on it, then it's important to deal with the consequences and be able to take accountability. Now, if the other person is in the place of needing to take accountability, it's how you address it with this person is going to show how and what the relationship will transform into. And if this is a community that you're having a hard time with, or if this is something of that nature where this is on the more negative side of the card, then I would just sit back and wait until you are ready to respond and not react too quickly. This is strategy season, just like your season. But this is strategy based off of how you respond and react to things. I don't make the rules. It's Scorpio season. That's how I see it. So even if, and could be Capricorn, you know, when you get a really big high and then you experience the low after, how have you learned to take care of the low, and vice versa? Right? So if you're making money or enjoying your surroundings, you're having a great time, you're noticing what's coming in, and it's more the positive side, great. What does that deepen your commitment to? What is that showing you? What do you notice is that you're attracting at this time, without being like overly, you know, but just like, wow, amazing. How do you feel about it? Where does it take you? Because the mantra I've been practicing, and this is something I feel like you maybe are just innately, but to remind yourself that you're worthy of the life that you want, even if that looks very different than the life that you've had or have. And I want you to think about all the ways in which I mean, not just physical. Okay? I love you. Next is Aquarius. Aquarius, this is your 10th house. Aquarius rising's 10th house. Career, the role that you play. The roles. You know how I love talking about the roles. Ooh, everybody's been getting one card so far. And it's only been 4 people, so what am I supposed to say? The moon. So your reading is going to come out next. It's all about preparing. And I'm just being brought there at this time, learning to be my best advocate. You're seeing very clearly the full circle of where Pluto is wrapping up for you. So I know this is not a Pluto reading, but the moon coming up very clearly shows that this full moon has a very specific message for you. And your 10th house of roles is shifting. You may have seen what you may have been chasing, what your shadow has been in this place. And it's become very obvious to you that life has been trying to show you. That's what these guys are. Life has been trying to show you. And you're trying to find, I learned this, is like find the middle of the road. Right? Without maybe having to feel like you're exactly choosing. But if you choose the middle of the road, that's a choice. The bottom of the deck is Queen of Pentacles. You may feel challenged. We're going to take 2 cards just to show each side. That actually is what I want to do. So one side is your worth, and maybe the other side is what you're taking forward, what you've learned, or what's deceived you, where you haven't been willing to work, where you've been disconnected from your worth. Well, if we're going to keep going, survey says, bottom of the deck, this is 7 of Pentacles. It's taking a look at your surroundings, what you have, what you've created. Pluto's been in your 12th house for quite some time now. And you've dealt with the subconscious the best you can. And now it's your choice. Now it's your move. And conversely, it's Pluto that will be working through you. So how you want to transform, how you decide, because when you bring light to the darkness, that's when it doesn't feel as heavy. So what do you need to notice within yourself? What is being asked of you to pay attention to right now that is in a powerful position to be seen, heard, cared for, and walking the road in which direction that you want to go? you know, whatever that's going to say about you, whatever ripple effect, because we are around, you know, this is all water, whatever the ripple effect is in this moment, you won't know until you decide. Either way, there will be a ripple effect. There will be ripples. There will be an effect because you put in the cause. Excuse me. Yeah. So if there's any pressure to make a decision, I would wait, if you can. But making a decision about your direction, about your role, about your career, and what you may even find that it's you stepping into a new career, and whatever's been holding you back, whatever doubts are now being cast aside. And if you find that you've been validated externally, and the same vice versa, if you've been validated externally and it doesn't feel like enough, then it's an internal thing. And if you haven't felt like internal, it could be an external thing, right? You could actually need to be acting externally in this way. Looking forward to your readings. It will be coming out next, so pay attention for that. All right, Aquarius. Preparation. Use this month, use this new moon as this, like, all right, if I see it, it's more powerful when I engage if it is something that you've been needing to see, and connecting a dot that you're needing to connect, because, you know, those moments are very personal, but they change the trajectory of the way of your life. It may not be necessarily exactly what you're doing that's changing, it's just how you approach it, how you approach things, how life will also approach you. Find that certain edges are becoming less sharp. Pisces, 9th house. So your thoughts, your ability to like divulge into thought practices like astrology, religions, languages, right? Beliefs. That is where we are at with you, Pisces. Especially Pisces risings. This is too many cards. So we're taking the one that fell out right on top, and we're gonna go with it because this is the extra sign that we need. The sun, Pisces. The sun is coming out to play. It's enjoyment. It's risk. It's commitment to the risk, to the play, to the creative. It's heart opening. It's supportive, which is the back. This is also exposure. You may be getting more exposure this month for the chances that you've taken. You may be wanting to take another chance, and because there's a deeper commitment here, it is also healing. So it may feel great and then immediately turn to your pain points, right? And you know, that's okay. Either way, this month is about being open to being exposed. And then on the other side, noticing how, even though it feels painful for a moment, the burn for a moment or two, you got through it, and you may experience even more joy because of it. You may even be more seen, some of you, for your ability to follow through with yourself if you have been in that position. Now, if this relates to how your thoughts are changing, or kids are changing your thoughts, or how being joyful can change your thoughts, can help you see things differently. Maybe this is also about expressing yourself more freely in this way, expressing your beliefs, being okay with that. Hold on a second. Sorry about that. Yeah. I'm excited to get into your reading. Okay. That wasn't intentionally on Aries. Aries, this is your 8th house. This is about other people's resources. This is about your mental health, how you're doing, where is it going. This is a great strategy month for money, especially for you, Mars relative, ruled by Mars, but this, so their 8th house. 8th house. House. Interesting. I must have put the moon upside down. No, I don't mind it. I never usually have this much, but we have some opposition here. I like it. Okay. No, my bad. They weren't. They're both up. I am having a moment. This is reversed. Okay, so this is like a path, because this is both the new moon all the way out to Pluto. Oh, sorry, I just feel like I'm just seeing black. We're good. Okay. Sorry about that. Thank you for the intermission, Aries. Okay. Moon and Judgment. Well, the silence is deafening. This new moon could be very, you can find yourself with a very passionate position that you may want to share. This may be something, if you are someone who's normally introverted, you may want to share this with the people in your life. You may feel called to be confronting or just address something that you've been wanting to address. If you have like a business, whatever, wherever you have power, authority, or if you're seeing people, there's something about claiming your space. For others of you, it's not claiming your space and claiming your power and revealing that wherever you're not reclaiming your power, it's having power over you somewhere. And this is where we see it mostly this month. And it could be for specifically your mental health, like your money, the way you see money, or the way that you've made money, you want to there's a rearrangement. There's a view of like, okay, I don't want to keep doing this. And also do the reverse, because it could have been in reverse, and I'm sorry if it was, so we'll also do the reverse part. Excuse me. Conversely, this is also about needing to hear something. Some of you need, the Scorpio new moon will really hit on something, whether you're at work, whatever situation you find yourself in with others. You will need to find, there will be a moment where you feel like, okay, I just need to say this thing, or someone says it to you and you are just seen so directly and so clearly. Some of you will love that. Others of you will not. Either way, it's a catalyst for your healing. If this was in reversed, this new moon is asking you to get really quiet. For those of you who really need to get quiet, this is the time to. That's where you will find what you need. It may also be careful where you decide to go, situations you decide to get into, knowing that every part of your life somehow co-inspires with you and what you're receiving. So for others of you, this could be about needing to express that you need quiet, that you need silence, that you need space, or you find yourself in a position where you are forced into that space. So it really just depends on where you're at. You know, life is lifing. It's Scorpio season. All right, Aries, take it easy. Take it easy on yourself. Communicate what's necessary and needed for you and your healing. And let yourself receive communication, receive some things as well, okay? And at the end of the day, it's your choice. Taurus, 7th house. Taurus risings. This is your 7th house of commitments, partnerships, one-on-one relationships, whether that be at work or with friends, whatever that is. Some people have more closer one-on-one relationships, and then having group friendships. And you are one of those people who you may find yourself, and then bringing those people together at some points, but mainly finding yourself like enjoying one-on-one time. That doesn't have to be true always, but that could be a big part of your life worth. Ooh, I'm going to share with you what I share with Capricorn. You are worthy of, especially this one too, I want to share even on, I will post about this. It's just a mantra. Like you're worthy of having the body that you want, Earth. You're worthy of receiving the money that you desire, Earth. You are worthy of the life you want, Earth. And then we're in a water new moon. Where do you not feel worthy? Here's a risk. Just decide that you are. You put these together, we have the Empress, in my opinion, right now. Where are you being shown? Where do you need to see yourself as worthy? Where can you accept yourself as worthy? Any of it, because you are worthy, Taurus. In every partnership, in every relationship, you're always consistently worthy. And wherever those imbalances show up, they're here to teach you. You know, what is a risk that you're not taking because you don't feel worthy enough? And where's a risk that you are taking because you do feel worthy enough? You're like, I do actually feel worthy. If you feel like you're on somewhat of a high horse or you're on a high vibe, and you ride it. Don't let anyone take you off of it. If you need to ignore or pull away from certain people for your mental health this month, this is the month to do it. This is the month to set that tone. We are in Scorpio season, and I also really need some water. I know you'll understand. Yeah. Be receptive. Feel empowered by your choices. Take vulnerable risks that will make your life better in the long run right now. More prosperous. What does that mean that you need? Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. All right, Taurus, Gemini rising, 6th house of work and health. All right. What is the Scorpio new moon helping reveal to you at this time? Fewer cards, the better, I think. Okay, or I know. So we have 5 of swords, 9 of wands, Emperor in reversed. Whatever is taking you out of your power is being revealed in situations if you're willing to see them. You may even be a active participant in this. For others of you, dealing with situations in a way that isn't more empowered, if you're feeling actually more empowered, what you're doing is revealing to yourself how you're coming. It's about, is this coming from authentic place or an ego place? And it might not happen until after, but you do see it. You do get exposed to the part of you that feels a little bit more singular, the parts of you that you've been hiding, right? Some Geminis will say, well, we don't hide anything, we're just all this. But when you do shift, not all times, but sometimes, that air quality, take it from another air sign, it's for protection, it's for your own good. And now for your own good, you must be honest with yourself. Some of you may be dealing with a work situation that is now needing you to stand up for yourself. Take accountability, or take accountability for your actions. This could be for the sun sign too. The thing is that the empowerment and joy you feel from this also causes a big and massive shift as well. That's a part of the accountability and the consequences. when you find you own yourself as someone, you will take a loss. Any business owner knows that. You'll take a loss. Any person that understands consequences, you'll take a loss. But you'll improve in the ways that need to be improved upon. For those of you dealing with any health situations, it's important not to shy away from confronting anything right now, because it will only make it worse. And notice where your ego has gotten involved to a point where you think you're winning the battle. Why are you always battling? Who are you always battling? If this is about you, it's seeing yourself clearly and needing to expose. These things need to be exposed, because what it's revealing is a more real, the reality of your life. And because a lot of you, maybe you're afraid of your power, and now it's owning you. And Scorpio season's like, when did this happen? Why is this happening? And for others of you, you are starting to own it. You feel empowered, and it's now how you continue to walk that forward. And I think for a lot of you, that's a specific situation. So take that as you will. If this is about dealing with a health thing, you need to allow your emotions to reveal themselves, because a lot of times the health thing is you don't want to play the victim, so you're pretending you're fine, but really that's just not the truth. And it's not that you're a victim, you're actually just acknowledging the reality of your situation. So you've had to play the strong person. If you've had to be a certain way in your life, that's what's breaking down now. So it may sound really, for some of you, like, it's not gonna blah blah blah. It's not. It's a powerful moment that you're in, and I want you to take it seriously. That's all. It'll be good, and then it'll be disruptive, and then it will be interesting for a while. And you like interesting. You're not afraid of interesting. Jupiter's retrograde in your sign. Identity shifts in terms of how you deal with luck, how you see your life. The teacher. Okay, Cancer. 5th house. Creativity, romance. This card wants to fall out. It's the Hangman in reverse. Love, creativity, children. There's something that you know that you want to create, and now is the time to act upon it. Don't hesitate. This is going to break you free from limitations that you've caused for yourself that were brought up by a Libra or in Libra season. Ooh, I'm excited to get into your reading. This is going to be fun. You're down for the weird and the intimate emotions at times, I know. And this is a time where you're coming out of your shell, weirdly enough. It's maybe you feel protected by the water space that you're encumbered in. However, it is time that you claim your space in some way. You see yourself as maybe more of a leader or more of a creative. And maybe you find that you have a way to romanticize a certain part of life, and maybe you want to write about it. Either way, no matter where it starts, with how much money and budget that you have, let yourself wander, let yourself go, let yourself ride that wave, let yourself feel free to express. Mars is in your sign for a while. I need to track the Mars transit, but then it will go into your 2nd house, right? So this is in your identity, and now you're finding through all the shifty, there's a part of you that is claiming something. But again, don't just do it because maybe you're being pressured. That's not the time to do that. Never for you. You always feel it intuitively. And if you have to decide for your well-being, I understand that. And for your survival, we always understand that. Then I'm also going to say maybe this is helping you digest and process further, right? You maybe need it. If you're in a relationship or in a connection with a Virgo, it is maybe a work or creative relationship that becomes romantic or vice versa. I'd say be open to it. But then again, define what that means. Don't just find yourself falling into something as well and wasting this amazing creative energy or surge you may be having. Hopefully it helps, and let it help you. And maybe that's an intention you put into your life moving forward, Cancer. All right. Leo, 4th house, right away. Okay. Part of you is going to feel more free, how thankful you will feel. Others of you are heading into a very creative risk that is helping heal you from whatever the hardships in the past few years has closed your heart off to. You're healing that again. You want to be more open again, more adventurous again. Maybe there's an Aries in your life that helps lead this. Maybe it's through communicating with your caregivers. Maybe it's through reflecting on where else in your life you've done this, and maybe you've been you've been more risky emotionally in the past few years. You haven't been so fixed with that. That's what's been changing, is that need to, just like Scorpio can understand, is like, you know, you're the bonfire, you control the vibe, but then Scorpio wants to control the emotion, and we can't always have that in either way, either context. It's not always helpful. So this is an independent feeling, this new moon for you. This is independent. This is very creative. This is very real. And it almost, for some of you, can feel very dreamy, but let it feel dreamy. Most Leo suns especially, I know, always have intense dreams. So let the dreams inspire you. Let the dream inspire you. Let your heart inspire you. Let your instincts inspire you. Especially those deep-rooted ones that you only show to the people that you truly love and care about and see you and that you know, and or the people that you know you won't judge you, because it could just be someone that you've met recently, but then you click easily, because I know that you have those people. Leo. Be rebirthed, resurrected, whatever the fuck you want to call it, for this new moon through your creativity. Let your sexuality inspire you. Whatever. Let your kundalini rise. I know you'll laugh at that. I know you'll love it. Okay, Virgo, third house. Oh, and I also have the timestamps. I definitely will have the timestamps. Third house of communication, daily rituals. You are, okay. This month for you is this, which is gorge. You know, I haven't really thought about doing a reading. Maybe yours needs to come and be one of the, at least the first 6. Okay. I got 2 out. I know in the next 2 I want to do. So yeah, I'd say you'd be 7th, probably. Third house. How do I say this to you without making you want to go just tell everyone everything? This month exposes where your emotional attachments are. And if you confuse anyone this month, including yourself, then it will be harder than it has to be. If you choose to not take everything personal, not that you always do, but if you find yourself taking a lot personal, it's time to address some things. You may have also built a rapport, built a standing in an area, but you're having maybe, I learned recently that this can resemble an eclipse. So like maybe you're having an ecliptic moment with yourself where you're going through a huge transformation emotionally and how you're able to communicate that. You may find that you have a whole regeneration, invigoration in your communicating and how you approach life. You may find that this has been the weight that's needed to lift, and it's something you really need to deeply address with yourself, and maybe you need to take something off of your plate in order to have more of a view in forward, and maybe you're already working towards that, but it's whatever you're feeling emotionally attached to, that this is what's making it harder. And I'm not saying that's easy, it's not, but where in your life are you not so emotionally attached to? Just see how you can get there. Ask life, ask God, ask your higher consciousness, ask anything to help guide you to that secure direction with yourself. This is the month to be deep with your intentions. This is a very personal month for you. So be personal with how you want to communicate things. You know, find a way to be more personal with yourself in your day-to-day life, because then you're communicating to yourself, not just communicate, and then it's communicating to the outer world energetically, allows for boundaries to come up with more ease, allows you to say things with more ease, and yata yata. But I know the build up, I know getting there can be hard, can maybe be difficult, can maybe feel like a lot. But like I'm saying to everyone, reflect and where this has been a great thing for you at some points. And also maybe see it in your head, see it going well, and then let go of the expectation. I know that's not easier said than done, but this is a great time to even like be the general mantra, honestly, because then life becomes more in general, because you don't have this constriction on it. Like, what if you're doing one thing but you're really meant to go another direction, Virgo? Sorry, the intention wasn't with Libra yet, so we're gonna go back, even though I have a feeling those cards might fall out. Libra, second house. Libra rising, second house of resources, your skills. Last but not least, Libra risings. The Emperor. And I would say it's the Emperor reverse and then the Emperor upright. We're just going to use a double meaning card. So in reverse, whatever your ideas are may feel overwhelming. You may feel not so in control. You may feel like, and if there's an Aries in your life, they may be taking up too much space, whether it's upright or not. They may also be taking up space to show you that you need to stand your ground with wherever direction you're going, because once you do and have the strength behind it, the luck, the confidence that come along with it, Libra, you know, assert yourself, communicate in a way that you are in your worth, and it has people be like, why? I'm so excited for the Libra reading, by the way, Libra suns and risings. I think I know what's happening is that you owning your power and you owning these parts of yourself in a way that's not under anyone else's control, that's not under anyone else's view. You have your own identity, yada yada, that can trigger people. And in the reading, we're gonna get down to why. Like, why does it bother you? Because you know that if we do well, you do well. Why, what is it? And then there are some people who want to see you do that, who love seeing you win. And we're going to talk about how that could be a dichotomy within the Libra, within the duality. Is that because we deal with people so much and being liked and blah, 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 when we claim something, when we claim our space, when we own our individuality, when we see ourselves, right? Because this video shows a lot of me in it. Like, I'm being very, very much like a part of myself who knows that being seen can make me feel more, I don't know, charismatic, but also like, yeah, you realize being you is what gets you what you need. You're standing on your moral high ground. Oh no. Libra has like decision. They finally seen what they need anyway. Assert yourself, be yourself, but you're also going to have the consequences of it. So be prepared. Prepare yourself. Prepare your back. Work out your back, the backside of your body. If you don't know where to start there. Stretch too. Stretch in all of the ways. So much insight you'll gain through this time, Libra. I'm very excited for all the readings. I like this full moon. It's powerful and it's clear. There's just something about it. It's crisp, which can also be harsh. I mean, it is fall. You know, the wind can be harsh. Like, going into death can be harsh, but there's something that was said in this show that I'm obsessed with. It's Marvel. It's Agatha All Along. And it's like one of the premises in the show. And it's something I think we can dance around. And I'm someone who thinks about death often. And I do believe it's all the Scorpionic, and then the way I was raised. And it's like the Black Heart was also a part of the show, which is funny. And it's about how this woman said there's comfort in knowing that one thing we all have in common is that we all die in some way, shape, or form. And the first time I watched that one episode, it brought so much, I cried so much throughout it. It really, when you claim the witchy side of yourself over and over and over again in various different ways, I think you understand, especially if it is something that's been in your lineage, as it has been in mine. Tarot readers, I'm so curious about the palm. I haven't really dove too much into it, but the points and all that stuff is something that I've touched on, funnily enough, no pun intended. And I think I'm just resting my mind as I talk to you. I want you to get used to my voice because I'm going to be putting more things out there. So I know it can be something very hard to swallow. I highly recommend watching the series, but because there's a lot of truth in that, because I find a lot of distaste in some things, but there's a lot of truth in some of the stuff, and I really appreciate that a lot, regardless of who's doing it and who's playing it. And these actresses are fucking insane, incredible. Thank you for being here thus far, like this longer format. I've given myself the time and us the time to dive deeper, getting to know me, one to whoever's watching this, but on the other side, normally it is a one-to-one. It's funny, like, so many people, or whoever this reaches, it could reach 30, it could reach 300, it could reach 12,000. We're hopefully someday, and you can be a part of it. And this is about getting to know one-to-one, because normally one person will watch it at a time, is my assumption, is that I normally watch my readings on my own too, the ones that I like to watch. And this one-to-one relationship, I have had an interesting time with that. So I'm learning to open up more in these ways where you can get to know me and my personality and the things that I like, and hopefully maybe find something in common, or maybe you hate it and I don't care, but it's fine. But I know that's a large concept for some to swallow, but to learn to deal with death in a personal way, and hopefully in more of a beautiful ritualistic way in the future to develop, because I've seen lots of ways, and I want to continue to explore that myself. But death through your own self, if you've ever had a rebirth of your own, if you've ever had experiences where something deeply changed you in your life, whether it was positive or negative, trauma or not, you still have to work through, you have to see it through eventually if you want to know yourself more, if you want to get to know yourself. I'm someone who changes, but there are some constants in my life, and that shows me something. It reveals something to me as I get older in age. I enjoy myself more, to be honest with you. I enjoy being with myself. I always have, but I especially do more than ever now. And that's enough about me. I'm excited for each one of you in your life, especially this month. Scorpio season is when I started my channel, I realized. And I'm like, oh, Mars and Scorpio, this is when we like to initiate. This is when we like to communicate and change our lives. I'm trying not to do that, but it's happening. So I prefer a so. We'll see you next time for the beautiful, life-changing Taurus full moon this month that is accompanied with Saturn direct in Pisces, and then a few days later we have the transit. We finally have the physical transit, because we felt the energy of the Pluto for a while. We feel it moving. Pluto finally moves into Aquarius, and I'm excited for the Sagittarius season readings. Life-changing, life-giving stuff. I think all of it. 53 is my favorite. We're gonna end here. And we're gonna have the times. I will have the timestamps. I don't know who we are. It's me. We are me. We are whoever's helping me in this realm. Thank God. Thank you so much. Thank them. Thank everyone. I'm still here. We're still here. We'll see you in the next one. We'll see you in the readings. Check out the readings. Timestamps. All information is below to work with me. More to come. And I'll see you soon.